All right, gang, what do you think? I think it's time we start. Hello, everybody. We are going to begin by just quickly telling you guys how these work. So, for those of you who have never been to a live, welcome. And to those of you who have been to plenty of lives, welcome back. So, here is how this works. We have about an hour, and what we're going to do is kind of like quick fire through a bunch of questions that people come and post. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much how the whole thing works. And from time to time, I do have a pesky auto filter, which means that sometimes you'll post something, and on your screen it looks like the question got through, but I don't actually end up seeing it. And that usually happens because people include numbers, like numerals, in their comment. So do me a favor, if you're going to use numbers, hold on, I hate this song, and it finds its way into every single live stream. So in the event that you have a comment that has numbers, do me a solid and just type it out. So if you're going to use the number 2, instead of pressing 2, just type out TWO. Much more helpful, and it guarantees that I'll see your questions. Now, without much else in terms of house rules, feel free to feel free to quickfire questions at me. And also, if we could just give a obviously silent round of applause to Classy Andy, who has been, he's the OG moderator, so he helps keep the chat clean. So, and of course, I hope everybody's having a good day. And what we're going to do is just start. So just feel free to ask questions. I'll do my best to get to as many as I can. And if your question doesn't get answered, do me a whole solid and leave it as a comment when this live stream goes up as a video, which it will as soon as the live stream's down. And I will do my best to get to it in the comment section. All right, I'm going to stop talking shop and let's jump in. Bianca says, my ex is still texting me after he left me. What should I do? I don't feel he changed his mind. Why is he texting me? So, yeah, look, if I can have my cake and eat it too, I will, right? In other words, if I can dump you, meaning I don't owe you anything, right? I don't have to give you anything. And yet, I can keep you in my life. That way, if I'm sad, I can just text you. If I'm doubting my decision, I can text you. If I am in need of validation, I can just text you. And so it can seem weird because, like, we're telling them our boundaries, and yet somehow they're not respecting our boundaries. So what do? You have to reinforce those boundaries, and part of reinforcing is enforcing to begin with, right? Meaning, you have to say, hey, look, you know, this isn't really working for me. You're reaching out all the time. You know that I want romance, and you're trying to make me a friend. Doesn't work for me. No thanks. Give me a call if your mind changes about that. And in the event that they continually do not leave you alone, well, then you can tell them, hey, look, you know, if you don't respect my boundaries, I'm going to have to block you. And that's it. And if they continually do that, you know, block them, follow through, right? So that's what I would do, Bianca. Next is Adrian. Hey, Rory and everyone. My ex unblocked me and followed me. I see. Your ex unblocked you and followed you. You're in a new relationship, then 5 minutes after she blocked you. So Adrian, I'm the kind of dude that says don't mind read, but sometimes things are just sort of obvious. And to me, it sounds like she unblocked you, followed you so that she could see any information about your, I'm going to assume it's Instagram, and then she just kind of bowed out. Do you know what I mean? So I would be shocked if that's not what she was going after. Hey, you're with a new girlfriend. You have someone else to occupy your time. Don't even worry about your ex. Don't even worry about it. None of your business, right? Hello. I have a quick question. I'm in a relationship, I think. Off to a good start. My girlfriend is going through a very hard child custody battle. She went cold on me about 2 months ago. Should I just wait for her to reach out? So, Chris, if I'm going to make a couple of assumptions here, what it sounds like is that you're in maybe like a casual relationship rather than a serious, committed, like, you know, we are together for the foreseeable future relationship. Her going cold on you, I'm going to assume that means that you guys aren't really hanging out or talking, which means they kind of just... See, it's so hard to answer questions like this in a live setting because there's so much information I'm missing. What I would assume is that you haven't heard from them, you're not talking to them, you guys aren't hanging out. So I would assume that you're not in a relationship and this is just sort of a casual thing for her. And you don't really want to date somebody in the middle of all that. And I know it can seem upsetting because it's like, I really like this person and we have fun together. But them going through a child custody battle, rather, trying to get her children back from court in, like, you know, with a judge, as opposed to her beating her children, which is not funny. But the point is, I want to make it really clear because it's not always obvious, especially in this context. We are, for those listening, talking about a child custody battle, which means they are in court. And this is a good example. The reason I'm going to pick this in particular is because sometimes you're going to date someone who is going through something like this. Effectively, it's their own version of rebounding. And remember, on the love chat, we define rebounding as not emotionally available, right? Most other channels define rebounding as the second that we broke up, they started dating someone else. Certainly, that can be a rebound, but that is not exclusively a rebound. Do you know what I mean? So be careful dating people, I'm air quoting, on the rebound here, right? In this case, Chris is dating someone who's going through a custody battle, meaning this person's emotions are just somewhere else, right? They are not focused on you to the point where they can just walk away for months at a time or go cold. Go cold means you're not getting your emotional needs met because they're just not there. So use that. If they're going through a child custody battle and you're not getting what you need, back away. Don't chase, don't call, let them come to you when they want to, right? If they want to be with you, then they have to earn you. And part of earning you is having open, healthy communication. So let's be clear, child custody battle or, hey, I just broke up with my girlfriend and I want to start a brand new relationship with you. Either way, it's like, if this was a person that, you know what? Forget that. If this was a bank and my emotions were money, would I invest money in that bank, that inconsistent bank? No way. They'd lose all my money. But if they're, really, if they're really coming to me and trying to prove that they deserve me, well, that's different, right? They're showing me that they deserve me. Rolling on tens, what's shaking? Hello, Cherry Bacon. Hello, Chimp. Sean, Dave, Hilario, Noel, Lorenzo. All the hellos to all the people. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. So you guys know, just post questions. I'll get to them as quick as I can. Hilario says, hey, Rory, we had a coaching call a few weeks ago, so I've been texting a new girl for about a week, and it's going great. Thing is, she only replies in the evenings, and I'm not sure what to make of it. That's a situation where we don't have a lot of details. I would just assume that during the day she's probably at work, and as you guys have only been texting for about a week, you're not at the you're not the number one most important thing happening in her life right now, nor should you be. Do you know what I mean? It's only been a week. You haven't been dating for a year. So right now, it's just a woman you're texting. And maybe that will proceed to casually dating, and maybe that will proceed to serious dating. But for right now, it's not those things. So what to make of it? Make nothing of it. She's busy. She has other stuff going on. I'm busy. I have other stuff going on. There you go. That simple. And if that's not true, make it true. Carlos says, can no contact work a second time? My ex said when he comes back, he will come correct. So Oh, and Troy, thank you so much for the donation, man. I really appreciate it. I'm glad the videos are helping you. Appreciate the dono, man. So, Carla, to answer your question, can no contact work a second time? So, that question reeks of using contact as a strategy as opposed to just doing it for yourself. So, remember, everybody, that no contact is for you, right? It's not to win an X back. That's not the point. It is genuinely so that you can move forward in your life, living a happier, healthier life, thus making yourself more attractive and opening yourself up not only for more possibilities, but allowing yourself to see more possibilities, because we are just blind to them when we're heartbroken, right? So what I would say is, you're asking, can no contact make my partner miss me a second time? And the answer is of course, right? I miss chocolate whenever I'm not eating it. Yes. But does that mean it's going to make them flood back to you? No, not necessarily. So be careful about using it for those purposes. Let's see. Dave says, haven't seen my ex in over 2 years, but we talk for hours on the phone every Friday since the pandemic. She said she doesn't want to be in a relationship with anybody and won't meet up. Dave, if your ex is willing to talk to you every Friday on the phone for hours but won't meet up with you, you are effectively, and I say this lovingly, you are blue ballsing yourself. You are breadcrumbing yourself, right? It's because you're not getting anything out of that other than false hope. And, well, maybe she'll meet up with me one time. You know, maybe it'll work. But it's been 2 years, man. And perhaps I'm jumping the gun. Perhaps you don't want your ex back. Perhaps you're dating someone else. Or you have other options, in which case, great. But if you're still watching these videos, you know what I mean? Perhaps not. So guys, try and do me a favor. Try and have your comments just like as a single line. And if you put multiple lines, I'm going to focus more on the people who are kind of condensing their whole question down to one line. So Rajic, am I saying this right? Rajic Gaming. I'll just go with you, man. She broke up, meeting her in 2 days. First time. After spending 2 with her, should I tell her that I don't have any interest in a friendship and just go into no contact? I'll still be in her city. Yes. Yes, you are not interested in friendship with your ex, because that will make you pine for even more of their time and attention and affection, and you're not going to get that because they're treating you as a friend, but they want more from you. Let's see. Giorgio says, I work with my ex, and I'm confused between acting cool to associate me with positive emotions or being cold and giving her anxiety, because this will not make me the nice guy. I mean, you don't want to do either, right? You just want to, like, let me put it to you this way. Intentionally being cold and rude to your ex is it's purposely manipulative, which means you are purposely going out of your way to, sorry, I'm removing this guy, it's a troll. Basically what you're doing is going out of your way to make someone's anxiety shoot up so that they'll wonder where you're at. But that is the height of manipulation. We don't want to do that, right? We just want you to be able to focus on yourself and do the things that make your life better. And this is common sense advice, right? I'm not, at no point have I ever like, Izzy, your messages are showing. So sorry, I'm getting easily distracted today. How you know it's been a while since I've done a live. Basically, you want to show up at work and say, hey, look, I'm only interested in romance, but I have to see you at work. I'm not going to be mean to you, but I'm not going to go out of my way to be your friend. That's basically what I would say, right? You don't have to be a dick to them. In fact, I would say that that's kind of working against your purposes. You don't want to, listen to the more manipulative advice on the internet and like go out of your way to make her anxiety shoot up whenever she sees you. Because that means you have to warp her mind in order to win her back. And at that point, you have no shot at a healthy relationship because you're actively working to make it not healthy. Do you know what I mean? So let's see. Sean says, my ex and I had a good relationship, but she lost the spark for me last week. She unfollowed me an hour ago. Haven't been in contact since the breakup. I'm working on myself. Why would they lose the spark? I mean, there's a million reasons, but the spark basically means emotional attraction, right? I do not want to be in a relationship with you because there's romantic attraction that is required and I'm not feeling it. Usually what that means is you spend way too much time with your ex, right? That's normally what I always see. There's a relationship and then people are spending way too much time together, either because of the pandemic or something like that. And that's usually, that's usually the cause. Sometimes what a lot of people will do is they'll make their ex the whole center of their world, and the ex kind of looks at the situation and is like, I'm not feeling this. I feel like mommy. I don't feel like a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever. I feel like I'm here taking care of you, which is making me feel like your parent, not your partner. And we come into, romantic relationships to be equals. So think of it along those lines. Let's see. I said no to friendship. Does no contact work from the point of saying no to it? I mean, yeah, you're backing away and focusing on yourself, so you're removing yourself from the equation, which helps them miss you. I put it like that. My ex texted me in no contact saying she misses me. We met, and after that day, she ghosted me for weeks, and I texted her and chased many times. Later, she said she doesn't trust me or anyone at the moment and disappeared. Yeah, I mean, that would be a prime example, right? That would be a prime example of your ex just not in an emotional place where they can really meet you. And at the same time, consider that your actions are chasing them. So you are informing them that they should be running if you're chasing them. Think of it along those lines. Why does my ex-girlfriend send pics of us and things I wrote her, but she isn't sure what she wants? Man, shut that shit down, right? Shut that shit down. Just say, hey, great. Hey, you can reach out when you want to meet up and go out on a date, but don't text me this stuff. I'm not interested. That's what I would do. Right? Because it's manipulative. And to be clear, someone being manipulative doesn't mean they're trying to be manipulative. They might not know they're doing it. Do you know what I mean? They might not know they're being manipulative. It's so funny. There has been so many times where even I, in previous relationships from years ago, have been guilty of gaslighting. And I don't know that I'm doing it when I do it. It's not like on purpose. We're fallible humans, and this is part of it. Angel says, fiance of 5 years left, and I miss her son. Feedback, please. Go to counseling. Right? You missing her son and her is a normal human reaction. You spent years with them. They're no longer part of your life. That's supposed to hurt. Go to counseling. And I mean, that, obviously that sucks. I'm sorry you're going through that. But if you're looking for feedback, the life coaching feedback is, yeah, man, go to counseling, right? Do some meditation, do some journaling, hang out with some friends, try some new things, get yourself out of your room and the smartphone and the computer and Instagram and all that is just going to make you feel worse. Get up, go outside. My ex messaged me asking to be friends. I said I'm only open to working things out as a couple. He responded jokingly saying he thought I'll try to date same race boyfriend. I didn't respond. What should I do? I have no idea what you're asking here. He responded jokingly saying he thought I'll try to date same race boyfriend. It's a bad joke. I don't know. I wouldn't respond to that. It doesn't really make any sense. I'd just say, hey man, if you change your mind, call me. All right, Uru FIFA Club says, Coach, my ex used to stalk my Instagram stories, but she suddenly stopped and she's still following me. What could that mean? So the problem is, that is mind reading. You're asking me to engage in a question I cannot, you're asking me to engage in a question I can't answer. It would be a complete guess. And what would that guess do? Would that cause you to have false hope or false doom? Do you know what I mean? So what I would say is that it means nothing. Put it to you that way. I would assume that it means nothing. Otherwise, we don't want to inject all of this false panic into you, right? But in terms of reconciliation and the greater, could reconciliation still happen? Her not watching your Instagram does not really impact things. Keep calling Rory coach. I hate the fucking word coach. I hate the word coach, guys. Ugh. Alrighty, let's see here. Brandon Murhai, that's a familiar name. Hi, Rory, almost a year and a half now. She never came back from Korea, never heard from her. Got an awesome job, finally fit, happy again, but I still miss her. Circumstances changed, but too late now. My man, taking control of your life. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I like to see. Yeah, no, we're getting a lot of trolls today. It is creative trolling, I do have to say. I'm not mad at creative trolling. KB says, should I give my ex her stuff back through her best friends who live with her? Yes. Yes, I would. Keeping your ex's stuff is like keeping your hand over a lit fire. It doesn't make any sense. Because it's doing... Now, look, does there need to be some time to sort of like process and go through it and then be ready to give it back? Sure. Do you need to feel completely 100% ready? No, I don't think so. During a relationship, I was there for my ex during quite a few surgeries. Had another within 1 month, no contact. Was not reaching out the right thing. Yes. Yes, it's the right thing. Because it's, at this point, the point of a separation, it is about what is healthiest for you, right? Rom, how's it going, man? How are you? So ex-girlfriend came back again after second breakup. Took her 6 months this time. She says that she's changed and wants to commit now. However, she's been seeing the same guy for months, casually. Nah. Don't even talk to her. No. Because if she's still seeing the other guy, she hasn't come back, right? She's just hoping to add you to the collective. Right? And I want to be clear, that's not a gender-based thing. That's simply the context. His girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend. There's some pretty evil attitudes on the internet towards women, and I don't really understand it. First time live? Welcome. Good to have you here. Hey, Rory, I've improved a lot since the breakup and achieved a lot of things I wanted to achieve. How do I know if I'm ready to date again? No time like the present, my friend. Jump on in and see how the water is. If it's too cold, you could get back out for a little while. But if it's bearable, go for it. Sometimes there's no way to know other than by doing. Right? Practical experience. 1 year relationship. Sometimes I raised my voice when she overreacted. Yeah. You want to avoid doing things like that, right? You want to avoid raising your voice. Because remember, like, guys, to the men listening, women have to deal with things that we never consider, right? Women have to deal with things that we never ever consider. And the big thing is security, safety. Do you know what I mean? Men do not think about those things because it's usually not a reality in our world. But when you raise your voice or shout or you're cursing someone out that cut you off on the highway, we don't have to deal with things like that in terms of our fears, right? Because we can, we're used to. I'll put it to you this way. If you're not worried about taking a run at 10 p.m., if you think you'll be fine, consider what it would feel like to be afraid to do that. And then take that same feeling and put it into a relationship. And ask yourself, is this going to help my relationship be better? So be really careful about doing things like raising your voice. Now, look, if you're upset, okay. People get upset. People fight. Not a big deal. It's okay, right? I just want you to consider taking a deep breath, counting to 10, or calling time out, but raising your voice is one of the worst things you can do in a fight. So let's see. I took her advice, went to therapy after trying to work things out. She left. Is there a chance she sees the good? She watches all the stories. Hey man, look, these things are about you and your life growing and becoming better, stronger, healthier. But is there a possibility that she's looking? Yeah, there's a possibility, sure. But you should be doing these things for you. These acts cannot be for her. They can't be, because then you missed the point of the breakup. Let's see. Ex just broke no contact, asked if it's okay to message me, but understands if I don't. Just tell her. You can reply and say, hey, look, I am interested in having a romantic relationship. Let me take you on a date, right? If they're not interested in giving that, okay, thanks, but no thanks. Yelling doesn't get the point across any better. It only escalates. Exactly. Exactly. Yelling does not get the point across. What it does is it makes the other person in the conversation, again, in the context of a romantic relationship, it makes the other person less willing to communicate. Your over-communication in the form of yelling makes the other person less willing, right? And they pull back. They become less receptive. And it's not a good place to be. Let's see. Can I tell my ex who works with me to stop being so nice and flirty with me, or will it show me as weak and can't handle her being nice? No, dude, if she's being flirty, ask her on a date. Hey, I'd love to see you. Let's go on a romantic date. It's been about 6 to 7 weeks since the breakup, and I've been doing no contact since then. I haven't uploaded anything on my social, but recently I want to upload my Instagram story from time to time. Not for my ex, but to share things. Yeah, go for it. I think that's totally fine. That's totally fine. So ZD, we answered that question earlier, actually. Again, the no contact rule, I would treat it more as a guideline, and I would remind yourself that it is for you, right? No contact is not some random tactic. We're not looking for tactics. We're not looking for manipulation. What we're doing is we're just looking to you being able to focus on yourself for you. The guy I just started dating is leaving the country for a month. Will he forget about me? No, a month. Look, if the person you're dating, you know, quote unquote, forgets about you after 30 days of not seeing you, we got bigger problems. How to get over the fact that I allowed my ex-girlfriend to be disrespectful towards me regarding boundaries after the breakup. Learn, grow, and show accountability. That's really it, you know? Ex told me he would be happy to hear from me in the future. What does he mean? I would not even entertain that, right? If your ex cannot show you the kindness that you deserve and the respect that you deserve, right? He has no business hearing from you. If he broke up the relationship, it is his job to reach out to you when he's ready to fix it. And it's your job to show receptivity, accountability, etc. Because a breakup is, you know, it's two people, right? I'm in a long distance relationship. What does this say? I'm in a long distance relationship and she blocked me everywhere. If I hadn't reached out, I'm pretty sure she would have moved on. So, two things I want you to consider about what you just put. If I hadn't reached out, I'm pretty sure. You see what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure. So you're not sure. You're not entirely positive. Problem is, it's not even a good troll. It's just a crappy troll. I'm pretty sure she would have moved on. So no contact doesn't always apply. I agree. No contact does not always apply, right? But I think you're missing the greater point here, which is we're interested in having adult, consistent, long-term relationships. Do you know what I mean? If your ex broke up with you and you chased after them after she blocked you everywhere and put up barrier after barrier after barrier, I think you're kind of missing the greater point here. They broke up with you. You reached out. They tried to fix it. Are you guys currently dating? Because I'm assuming you're not. which means you reached out and the relationship still fell apart. The point is that you want them coming to you so that they're receptive and that they are ready to work on things, right? It takes two receptive people to create a healthy relationship. But so many people, you know, they'll hear the word no contact and they'll have watched so many of the videos and they'll just assume, well, no contact is a manipulative tactic to win the ex back. Do you kind of see what I'm saying? But I keep saying again and again and again, no contact is not for winning an ex back. No contact is for you to remember who you are, to grow as a person, to become better and healthier and stronger and more attractive, not only to yourself, but to everybody else. How's your dating life going? It's going well. Been with my partner for a while now. I've shown her a couple times on Twitch. All good, Andy. She did unblock me, and at first she said she would not change her decision, but now after the unblock, she says there is a very slim chance that it might work. Yeah, man, so you reaching out didn't work. She's just breadcrumbing you now. Now she's got you on the hook with no promise of anything. You want her to be receptive and want her to make things work, right? That's the big thing that people forget. A relationship takes two people wanting it to work. Consider that. Not like, well, maybe it'll work. I don't know. There's a slim chance I might want it to work. Let's see who did I get to. Brandon says, "Hi Rory, when she said she no longer had feelings for me, it was such a hard pill to swallow. I didn't do anything wrong in the relationship. How do I accept this and move on?" Sometimes, see, people, they have this weird idea that you need to have done something wrong for a relationship to fail. And that's not entirely true. Or perhaps the thing that you did wrong wasn't really wrong, but it was, what's the best way to put this? It wasn't like wrong, like, you know, you hit them or you stole from them or you cheated on them, something like that. Wrong can be sometimes you just didn't give them enough space and alone time, right? Give them an opportunity to miss you. So it's relative. Do you know what I mean? So what I would say is that your ex is speaking to how they feel at this moment right now. But how they feel at this moment right now is not necessarily how they're going to feel forever. So I'd consider it those ways. Jared, it looks like your comment didn't post, man. So do me a favor. If you have any like numerals in your story, whatever you typed out, remove the numerals, right? So if you're, instead of typing the number 2, type TWO. Otherwise, it's just not gonna show up. That's how we get rid of so many of the trolls. What is the biggest issue / hump people have trouble with post breakup? What is the biggest issue? The biggest issue is that people can't give up a sense of control, right? People need to feel like they're in control. A common one is like blocking their ex on social media. If you can't stop looking, block them. And people will say, well, I can't do that. If I block them, they're never going to come back. It's like, first off, you have absolutely zero evidence to prove that. It's a fear, right? And facing your fears are hard. But really, the fear is not getting the ex back. The fear is not having control, right? Not knowing what's coming next. So it's a lack of control and a lack of foresight. But, you know, it should help you to know that we never really had any control anyway, right? All you can do is what you know now. The best that you can do right now is make your life better. Take the things that you have power over and grow them. Become better, healthier, stronger. It's funny, so many people that I talk to, you see the ones that got their ex back versus the ones who are like, all right, well, maybe they come back, maybe they don't. Either way, I'm going to focus on myself. Like the ones who get these like nice new fit bodies, the ones who are focusing on their careers and get promotions and more money, the ones who are hanging out with new friends and trying new things and just like participating in their own life. You notice the level of happiness between those two people is because typically once we're going through a breakup, we believe that like, if I had this person back, my life would be fixed. And it's like, no, it wouldn't. That's effectively a band-aid, right? If you had the Band-Aid on, you wouldn't see the wound. The Band-Aid falls off and, oh, look, there's the wound. It takes time to heal. So the biggest thing that you can do, and the best thing that you can do, and the thing that makes you the most attractive, not only to your ex, but to everybody else, including you, is growing your life. Like, level up, man. That statistically gives you the best shot of winning it back your ex, which is not really my goal. Maybe it was the goal towards the beginning of the channel, but I grew as a person and I realized, oh shit, there's a right way to do this and a wrong way to do this. But talking to so many people who are going through heartbreaks, and it's hard for them to see it at that moment because they're going through heartbreak, and heartbreak has this way of being at the forefront of your mind. And it's like a hand in front of your face. This is the only thing you should focus on. Ignore all the other things. Yeah, the problem with trolls these days is that they're not as creative as they used to be. You know? I remember back in the day, like back towards the beginning, trolls would like, you know, obviously when I was a newer content creator, I'd be like, I think back in the day, years and years and years ago when I first started, it would frustrate me. But now I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. You got me good, man. Like, you know what I mean? It's just lazy now. Trolling died in the early 2000s. The new trolling is good, but the new trolling is like good meme trolling. That's a good one. I agree. Trolls were once the geniuses of the internet. I completely agree with you. And I'm the kind of guy, I enjoy a good troll. Like, it makes me laugh. But now it's just like, exactly. It used to be nuanced. Now it's not nuanced. It's like, haha, my name is 42069. It's like, yeah, cool. All right, huh. Or like making their name something like with the N-word in it or something like that. It's like, come on, man. You can, if you're gonna troll, do it creatively. All right, back to it. After my ex dumped me, my friend tried to be with her and still doing this. After my ex dumped me, my friend tried to, oh, your personal friend tried to be with them. Do I have a right to be mad, or is it just fair game? No, you have a right to be mad, John. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. No, there's a... And I'm not even talking from, like, a bro code point of view, because I don't, you know, look, if you're single and your partner's single, like, if your partner has been single, let's say, for, like, a month, and you have a friend who swoops down on them, not considering how that would make you feel, that's not really your friend. Now, if your ex has been single for like 6, 7, 8 months and you're like, whatever, I'm over it, and you're dating someone new and your friend's like, hey, man, would it upset you if you're dating someone, would it upset you if I dated them? Just not asking for permission, but just checking in, right? Just checking in, showing that they give a shit about how it makes you feel. You know what I mean? But for your friend to swoop in and try and pick up your ex on the rebound, it's like, good lord. It's just not nice. How to stop overthinking the stupid things I've done and the drama and the shit I took from her without standing up for myself back then. Like I said earlier, man, grow. That's the biggest part of it. Grow. Show accountability. Do you know what I mean? That's what it boils down to. Show accountability. Because you'll believe in yourself once you're showing accountability. And accountability means I see what I did wrong and I'm growing and becoming better. Remember I asked about my Instagram stories a few minutes ago? Well, she got back to stalking. Look, man, be careful. You're using that as a source of you are using that as a source of unhealthy coping. I really, really, really want you to be careful about that, especially if you're posting Instagram stories just so that your ex can see. Like, be careful about that. Hey, Rory, my therapist suggested EMDR therapy for our next appointment. What are your thoughts on that type of therapy? So, for those that don't know, EMDR is eye movement desensitization. Oh my god, I can never say this word. Desensitization and reprocessing. So, it's a form of psychotherapy. I personally haven't ever had it done to me, but from the people that I've heard who had it, it was incredibly successful for them. So I guess I can't really speak to what I don't know here, but what I would say is try it and report back, man. I hope it goes well for you. How do I stop comparing myself to the rebound when they're clearly a rebound? What I would say is that this is one of those instances where ignorance is bliss. You know what I mean? Ignorance is bliss. So I think the best and healthiest thing that you can do for yourself is just stop finding out shit like that. Hi, Rory. How do I stop believing she was the one and that I'll never meet someone like her again? It gives it time. You know, it has to be time. And being able to... Look, a big part of this is pedestal building, right? And you want to be able to take your partners off the pedestal. And sometimes you logically know that it's not good for you. You logically know that they're not a good person to date and this isn't good for you, etc. But logically knowing a thing and emotionally feeling a thing are two different things, right? So what I would say is give yourself time. If you are looking at pictures of your ex on social media or you're looking at their stories or anything like that, that behavior should stop, right? Careful how many videos here you watch. And then other than that, just like I said, just continue focusing on yourself and backing away. And over time, the wound heals a bit more and you stop doing it, right? But don't beat yourself up because you're doing it. It's not a big deal. So just be really, really careful about that. So let's see. MEV says, I can't help but feel like the breakup was my fault due to the insecurities. I've been getting the urge to reach out and try and reconcile. Does a relationship work the second time? It can. Right? It can. But that means those insecurities that you were talking about that kind of contributed to the breakup the first time, those things need to be worked on. Otherwise, the relationship the second time around has no shot. So yeah, if you've worked on those things and if you've grown as a person, go for it. But to be clear, I'm saying go for it if the chance of reconciliation happens. But I would not I wouldn't reach out to reconcile. You know what I mean? I would, if they broke up with you, it's their job. It's on them to come back and work it out with you. Hi, Rory. My friends and I have a channel on Discord. My ex started sending messages on the channel. Something she almost didn't do. Could it mean anything, or am I imagining things? But maybe it does. I don't know. But what I would say is that it's equally important not to... I would just, you know, even if she's posting it and even if it means something, you and I can't know for sure. So don't even worry about it. We can't control it. So assume it's nothing. My ex and I had a fight. She said it's okay, she'll get over it, but she'd rather stay alone. So here I am doing no contact since then. It's been almost a month. I feel like I'm the one who left her. Should I continue? Yeah. But if your ex broke up with you, you didn't leave her, she left you. Guys, remember, no contact is hard. And it's difficult to get through a period of no contact, right? This should be about your personal growth, right? This should be about you growing, becoming better, stronger, healthier. And, you know, I realize I sound like a broken record on that, but doesn't all self-help advice follow the same sort of mythos, the creed of like, hey man, here you are and here are your current abilities. I bet with some hard work you could do even better. And by that, it's just a decision, because once you decide, the hard part's out of the way. The doing is easy. Or maybe it's not always easy, but it is simple, right? The hard part's deciding. Once you decide to do it, nothing can stop you. Not really. Are there setbacks? Of course. But I'm talking ultimately. Oh, and Andy used BetterHelp? Good, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I use BetterHelp myself, actually. I enjoy it. Let's see, who didn't I get to here? It's been 5 months since the breakup. It doesn't hurt anymore or bother me. Let's see here. But she's still on my mind all throughout the day. Is that normal? I think it's normal. I think it's normal. You're having a bit of a relapse. Remember, you just want to back away, focus on yourself, make sure that it's that you're actually making attempts to go out and date and not. Sometimes we reach for the past because it's really comfy, right? Not because it's healthy, but because it's comfy. So just make sure that that's not something you're doing. Make sure to challenge yourself. Sasha says, hey, my ex left me after 2 years as I got too complacent. She said on our best days she's so happy, but sometimes she feels lonely and does not want to risk it again. Is no contact the answer? Yes. No contact is the answer. You can tell them, okay, you know what I want. You know that I'm interested in having a healthy reconciliation. If you want that too, give me a call. And guys, thinking about your partner is normal, right? You're going through a breakup. Breakups hurt. Breakups are painful. You are allowed to feel hurt. It is normal. You are having the correct emotional response to a negative event. So I would just urge you guys to give yourself a break. Right? If you need some help, join our Discord. We have a bunch of people there who'd love to help. X posted a pic of the new guy 3 months after a breakup. It was a guy that invited her to a wedding as a date. So right off the bat, do you see how much information you know? Right? Because of all that social media stalking, all of that could have been avoided. This is one of the reasons that I say to people, like, don't do the social media stalking, right? You're not going to find out anything that's going to make you feel any better. In fact, it's going to make you feel a hell of a lot worse. So careful, my friends. The Discord link is in the description below for those who want to join. Discord is a free messaging app. This does not cost any money. This is just something I thought that would be helpful. The mods on Discord, yeah, they're a cool bunch. I broke up with my girlfriend because she didn't want me to have any female friends. Did I do the right thing? Yes. Yes. Your partner should not control your life in that fashion. I mean, really, your partner shouldn't control your life at all. They should have some input. They should be allowed to voice grievances and concerns. Yeah, that's fine. But trying to control you? Yeah. That's no good. Broke up 3 months ago. I have a lot of anxiety over the fact that during no contact, my ex sent a handful of breadcrumbs to me and I didn't respond, trying not to beat myself up. I don't think it's a big deal. Yes, Mike, your comments are coming through. Lucas says, hey Rory, any tips on trying to connect to a deeper degree to a new person after still having your ex in the back of your mind? I mean, again, consider if your ex is still in the back of your mind to that degree, if you should be dating, right? Maybe you're not emotionally ready to date, and that's okay. Hi Rory, I recently asked someone to hang out on a date a few weeks ago, and she told me that she was busy, to which I told her to get back to me on. Was this the right move? Yep. If people want to date you, they will make time for you. It is that simple. Are guys done when they dump a girl? Sometimes. Yeah, Jason, I see your comment. Yes. Guys, just remember, if you're posting a big comment, remove numerals. Please do not use numerals. My YouTube is all rigged up to block any numbers. If there are numbers in your comment, like 1, 2, 3, etc., your comment will not show. Type out the numbers. How to keep balance between false hope and false doom. So at the beginning, it's almost impossible, right? But that's why we give it time. It's about understanding that you can feel a certain way, and that's totally fine. But feeling one way does not dictate your actions. You dictate your actions. And that's why we call it a different word, right? Logic versus emotion, behavior versus impulse, right? You get to, as you steer yourself towards better decisions, you will feel better. Does that make sense? Your behavior will dictate your actions. The difference is it doesn't dictate it right away, right? It takes your emotions time to catch up to your behavior. And then obviously there's variables like an ex breaking up with you that has nothing to do with your behavior at the time it happens, but it will affect your behavior afterwards. You know what I mean? So what I would say is, look, give yourself time. Do things that are healthy for you. Your emotions follow your behavior. If you're doing negative shit, you will feel negative. It's as simple as that. Obviously, we're speaking in the context of dating, right? And breakups, etc. So, do good things for yourself and good things will happen. It is like basically inevitable. Jason says, my ex is hot. Had a lot in common with her. Sorry, I was reading your comment. Strong bond for 4 years. Worried I can't find someone as attractive. So go on to Bumble for 5 minutes and you'll find a million people more attractive than your partner. Man, after 4 years, you weren't worried about your ex being hot. You were worried about finding the same connection. There's plenty of attractive people. Right? And if you're still that connected to your partner, take some time, man. You might not be ready for dating. My ex contacted after 8 months of no contact and apologized, saying he misses me a lot, even though he has a current girlfriend. He went behind her back and met me because he thought I didn't know about her. Then, Gracie, it sounds like your ex has not changed at all. It sounds like your ex has not changed at all because he's actively trying to cheat on one girl with another girl, and he's lying to you. So I would just, pay attention to that behavior. Is it a good idea to show parts of my journal pages on social media? I wouldn't. To me, that seems like you're doing that to try and get your ex to react. I'd be really careful about that. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. If you have no emotional ties in any direction, including your ex, then do whatever you want. But I wouldn't do that now. No. Because it comes across as manipulative. I think I'm worried I won't find both hot and compatible. Should I lower standards dating? Nah, man, why don't you just take some time? Just take a break. You don't need to date right now. Okay? Just give yourself a break and come back to the problem in a couple weeks, couple months. How you view the problem will change as your emotions change. Broke up with ex last summer. She reached out 2 months later and we started seeing each other. I said no to a relationship again. She started seeing someone right away. What can I do to get her back? Why did you, if she reached out, why did you say no to a relationship? Yeah, I need some context here. You broke up with your ex. She reached out 2 months later. You started seeing each other, and you broke up with her again? Yeah, man, but okay. I'm saying this knowing, not a lot of details. So please, a grain of salt to what I'm about to say. If you broke up with this poor girl twice just because she has kids, yeah, she doubts your investment. She doesn't think that you want her because you keep breaking up with her. You gotta if you broke up with her, man, look, all you can do is reach out and let her know how you feel and let her know that you made a mistake and you're willing to work on it. If you've already done that, now she knows, back away, right? If you've already told her what I just recommended, the next move is hers. But she's afraid to date you because you keep breaking up with her. So, I mean, yeah, of course. By the way, thank you for your videos. Been getting me through a tough time. You're very welcome. Glad I could help. Let's see. Mike says ex broke it off after a friend asked her if me and her were serious or what. My ex broke it off after a friend asked her if me and her were serious or what. I never mentioned the subject at all. It's nearly 3 months. That doesn't sound right to me. That doesn't sound right to me. Mike, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you and your ex, if you feel comfortable sharing? Hard to be a dumper too? It is, yeah. No, I'm not, look, you shouldn't feel bad that you did that. If you weren't feeling like the relationship was right for you, I'm not with you, or sorry. I am with you. It's not easy to be the dumper either. But you have to understand where her head's at. You know what I mean? You have to understand that in her head, she's afraid of committing to you because every time she tries to, you run away. It feels weird watching this not in the depths of a desperate post-breakup depression and reading it into every word. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time. Even my words, guys. How you view them today and how you view them when you're a lot less attached to an outcome will be completely different. Rory, my ex doesn't respect my boundaries. She keeps reaching out when I say we can't be friends. I feel she wants the door to be open. Let her know that that doesn't work for you. And yeah, I would say if she keeps reaching out rather. I said breaking out. It's weird. If she keeps reaching out, block her. Right? She needs to respect your boundaries. She needs to respect your authority. This is my second no contact. The first time it worked and she reached out. But she mentioned that even if she didn't reach out, she was sure that I would. What if she chooses not to reach out this time? I would spend less time worrying about that, more time considering why the relationship didn't work out twice now. You know what I mean? All right, gang. I'm going to go. I'm going to drop the stream. I'm sure there's some questions I didn't get a chance to. There always are. So do me a solid and leave your question as a comment, and I will do my best. I'll take time out of my day tonight and tomorrow to answer the questions in the comments section. I appreciate having you guys here. And if you enjoyed this, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up on YouTube. And can you believe these people got rid of the thumbs down? That kind of bugs me, right? That kind of bugs me. I personally am a fan of the dislike button. Lets me know what videos people liked and what videos people didn't like. It gives me an idea. As always, it's been great having you guys here. And I am gonna talk to you all next time. Peace.